Yo, 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 what up? What up? What up? What up? Yo, we're chilling, fam. I kind of was gonna do like the whole structured thing, man. I was gonna do like fancy fucking Battlestar Galactica chat graphics and shit, and I'm just like, man, we know what this is. This is like a post fucking Thanksgiving like blow off steam kind of fucking stress sort of stream. So that's what we're doing. Cause mainly because I would have had it all structured out and shit, but my crazy ass after supper wound up in a food coma. So I just for real probably woke up like 20 minutes ago, something like that. Man, I'm gonna hit this dude up with a link, man. I got my boy Perp Minded in the chat. Uh, he's he's just chilling. He's a good dude. Make sure y'all check him out. Hold up, I'm gonna send this dude a message real quick. Shoot him a link. Ooh, damn. So yeah, I hope everybody out there is having a great Thanksgiving. It's one of those things where you just have to put into perspective what everything means to you on a day like this. We can't take anything for granted. We're thankful for our families, and that's the bottom line, because some of us ain't got nothing except the ground we walk on. That's about it. So okay, I think this should work. Yo, this should put you right in here, bro. There you go. But yeah, it was cool. I know some people were concerned if Mom and I was actually gonna have a Thanksgiving. Somebody did hook us up with a turkey like a couple days ago, so we was able to have turkey today, whatnot, and mashed potatoes, which was good, and some corn. Gotta finish the Irishman. All right, though. I see you. So we're just waiting on the usual cast of characters. Got Script Doctor coming in soon. And we will discuss the whole happenings of pop culture right now, because definitely have some interesting thoughts. I did do a story on Bounding into Comics about J.J. Abrams recognizing the fandom menace finally. And if you don't think that that's big, well, it is kind of huge, actually. So yeah, that's one of those things that people just brushing it aside, like, oh, he just said something about the Phantom Menace, blah blah blah. But a more important point is the people that are in Hollywood are finally starting to notice that folks in the fandom actually are having a voice, and it's not just the people that they're marketing their wares to. It's the people that actually have common sense, have a passion for the franchises that that big Hollywood keeps ruining. So I thought that it was very telling that he finally acknowledged that, because for the longest time it seems like they were sitting in this bubble. They got their fingers in their ears, like, oh, everything's fine, because that's how they do. They're just chilling in that bubble, man, and they don't look outside at you know, the average Joe, or look in the perspective of the fans. It's just you know, their status quo, and they're making money, and they're quote unquote living for social justice, which is a big fucking joke, because really and truly they're living for profit. You know, they ain't living for social justice for shit. You know, I mean, some of them are wacko activists. We know this, but majority of them is just making money. And but yeah, that was very telling to me, doing that story, and I was really glad that that it got out there. So hopefully, script actors incoming. Let me check my messages here. We also got some other interesting news going on. It appears that man, and they keep coming out with asinine clips for the new Star Wars, and I wish they would just stop, because it keeps getting more and more ridiculous, and it's just at this point it's a parody of itself. I got to be honest, because like people will see the clips that they're putting out, and I mean, it's just like huge laughs at this point. I mean, you know, you seriously, you have to laugh when you see some of this shit. Like the flying stormtroopers kind of crack me up, because like, you know, it would be different if the dudes actually look cool, whatever. And you know, they already had a basis in the canon for them, but you know, they act all like surprised, like, oh, they could fly. It's like, man, come on, you guys did not know that. Get out of here. It was like so that was like a complete joke, and then it's just the whole setup was goofy, because you know, you had dudes like they get launched off like an ejection seat first. Like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? So so yeah, that was pretty funny. So we got that going on, but of course the biggest news was the Abrams interview with Esquire. And also, John Boyega admitted to the fact that his Star Wars script is somehow good. Fucking put on eBay, which I found hilarious. I feel like John just did it himself. I know I would if I was him. I'd just be like, man, screw this. Ryan, hold up, dude. Let's see here. Did I send you the link? There you go, sir. Yeah, there's no there was no format tonight, Brian. I just kind of threw shit together. Mark, Mark Lursis. It's good to see you. I hope everybody's having a nice Thanksgiving. Like I said, Mark Mark does God's work, man. He's a good mod. He looks out for the Bounding Into Comic staff. Right. But yeah, it's just funny how this new movie seems to like jump around all over the place, and there's like no continuity. It's I have a gut feeling it's like a big mishmash. And I think when you look at the footage that has been coming out, I mean, most fans are putting 2 and 2 together that episode 9 is going to be a big mishmash. I got a feeling it's not going to make much sense either. Just stopping by to check in and mingle. Internet via radio waves is odd. Wait, where are you getting your internet at, dude? Are you visiting somebody right now? Hey, Mark, you got a lot of turkey and sweet potatoes. There you go, dude. Over here, my mom threw together mashed potatoes. We had thankfully we didn't even have a turkey at all a few days ago. And thankfully, the other day, I think it was on the 26th, a lady that is friends with my mom, one of her friends dropped off a turkey for us. So, so we ended up having a turkey. So my mom made the turkey. It was damn good. It was a 16-pounder, man. That was huge. Yo, Orange Hat, what's up? What's up, my guy? I hope you had a good time eating. If you feel like you want to join, by all means, sir. Your dad's place in the sticks. Nice, dude. There you go. Yeah, it was cool though, because like I said, I got we wound up having that turkey. My mom made it with brandy, like so she put like a bunch of brandy in it. Man, the shit was good, dude. Like the stuffing that was in it and everything that she put in, and then the just the way that she like had it all with the brandy. Oh man, it was so good. that put me out. As soon as I ate that turkey and mashed potatoes, yeah, a little bit of sweet corn, man. I was like, that was funny. But yeah, back to the point we were talking about, though. I do believe that episode 9 is going to have it's not going to get the turnout anybody thought. I know initially there were higher projections, and then now they're already adjusting them. Yeah, that smells to me like they're starting to think that it's not going to catch on the way that they thought either. Yo, look at my dude. He's in here.
Waka waka.
There's Mr. Waka waka. What's up, dude?
Not much. Just had Thanksgiving with my aunt and her sister, so my other aunt, and her family.
Nice. Yeah, are you over their place?
Yep, I got to ride down to North Syracuse.
But I was gonna say, bro. Yeah, you actually sound like clear. There's no like.
Oh yeah, this is a much better
connection.
Yeah, I won't be
connection.
dropping in and out.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, he actually sounds clear.
Yep, it's a much stronger Wi-Fi. It's not like that damn one that my landlady has.
So I don't know if you saw it, Orange, but yeah, like let me I'm gonna screen share this up, guys, because I'm like not one to toot my own horn, but man, this was a good story. So I'm gonna screen share this up real quick, because you probably did see this if you've read Bounding lately.
Let's see. Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. Abrams acknowledged. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Actually, did a video on it.
Okay.
And I basically was like, yeah, he mentioned us, but is it really a good thing? Because the way he did mention us was he was basically describing the Fandom Menace as the toxic fandom, as a very aggressive fandom. And then he goes, I wish people would just go back to liking Star Wars because it's Star Wars. It's like, dude.
What do you think we're trying to do?
Exactly. Star Wars would like it. But, dude, I am never going to be one of those blind fans that will literally buy a jar of piss with a freaking Star Wars logo on it. Not going to happen.
I got a lot of. I'm just like going through this. I actually got a lot of comments on this article, dude. Everybody likes this article. They're like, good article, Drew. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, dude, as much as I love Star Wars, as much as I love the original trilogy, and yes, I even do like the prequel trilogy, and yes, I even like The Mandalorian, I cannot in good conscience find it in my heart of hearts.
Hey, look, we got Rosetta and Script Doctor.
Yes.
Kind of. I had to go take care of something because of the back. Driving is the only place that doesn't hurt, so I'm kind of out in the middle of the back roads with it snowing on me. But
yeah, I thought that was something going.
So like you're calling us, Rosetta?
You're hooked through the car speakers. The phone's across the vehicle from me. I stopped to take the leak.
Oh.
What did you say? You stopped to take a leak?
To take the leak from you, you fucking pain. Sorry. Sorry, take your channel. My husband's tired. I told him to get some rest. I took the car for a drive. My back hurts. I need the relaxation.
Yeah. By the way, Rosetta's been having a little bit of a hard time.
Yep.
So you know, I've been trying to like kind of hang out and kick it with her the last couple days because.
Yeah. And I still freaking fell apart last night to the point where Drunk had his chat raid my stream to cheer me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was asleep at 1 o'clock. I had to get up, or I was up at like 6 because of the fucking rain here. There's a air conditioner right outside my window, and the rain just from the apartment above.
Your headlights are freaking bright, you jack whore. home.
I can't with
I
those
have
other man.
issues with other drivers. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Especially when they drive right into another vehicle and won't turn their fucking lights off.
No, I road rage too, though, man. Like I'm that guy though. Like if somebody does something stupid, like I will flip somebody off in the car in front of me.
Oh, I introduce them to Flippy all the time, and I give them vocal dictations of what Flippy's telling them to do.
Yeah, I mean I'll actually just be like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I got no fucking filter when it comes to that, man. Somebody cuts me off, especially, ooh, shit, I fucking hate that.
Oh shit.
Like especially like when they like quick cut you off.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. And hello, script. Sorry, I'm kind of weird right now.
That's okay.
It's really not, but I'm getting there.
Did you guys hear that Ryan Johnson's requesting
Yes. Oh,
an episode of The Mandalorian?
I hope they don't let him near it.
Oh, believe me, I heard about it from Jeremy, or he did a video on it for Geeks and Gamers, and I'm like, oh, fuck no, man. I am making a video. And I did. It was at my aunt's house, and I also said, Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. But, god damn, it was my only video for today. I could not. We just started reuniting.
Forget that, man. Let's focus on the fact. I had to have a lot of posts about this today. And all the crap that little asshole has said about us. You know, those toxic man babies are the ones who saved my ass this week and been there for me.
Exactly, and it's like, no way, man.
Yeah, see.
After the Mandalorian. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I wanted to highlight that comment that Mark made because last month IGN's projecting 185 to 225 mil for episode 9, and yesterday it's already adjusted production. I mean, it's like a loss of 10 mil to 25 mil before it even.
Holy shit! Yeah, that's a 10 to 25 mil drop.
Oh, look.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
But yeah. Also, I decided to check out Rebels, and I'm like, I mean, the only problem I really have with Rebels is, I mean, the animation I can get used to, but it's the damn lightsabers that I can't. I cannot stand those freaking pencil-thin blades.
Yeah. Hey, Tommy.
It is just really fucking weird.
Oh, with Rebels?
Yeah. I mean, you got an imposing figure like
Let's have
Darth
a freaking moment here, guys.
Yeah.
Holy crap. So
Are you alright?
came over the hill and there were two eagles in the middle of the road nuzzling each other.
Oh, nice.
Oh, shit. Well, hopefully they get warm.
Did you get video?
Oh, eagles are cold weather birds. That's not why they're nuzzling. It's mating season.
Oh, damn, so they're getting freaky.
They're getting ready to.
Yikes. But yeah,
Winter. They don't like heat. They're not cold.
yeah. But yeah, when I saw Vader in the first episode of season 2, it's like, and then he ignites his red lightsaber, and it's like this pencil thin saber. I'm like, that's just not impressive. It's really not impressive. It's like, dude, you want a bloodshine blade. You want one that looks way badass. But seeing this kind of shit, it's like, oh my god, what do you make of that, you know?
Yeah. It's just the art style. to be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't really like. I never really like the story for Rebels was done really well. The animation style, I could like take or leave.
Yeah.
I don't like most modern animation.
The animation just, it's like, nah, I'm not feeling that. Where Clone Wars animation,
Yeah, if it would have had an animation style like Clone Wars, I could have bought it.
exactly, but Disney wanted to do
Clone
their
Wars
own.
had more traditional animation, definitely. It didn't have all this weird stuff, and these long, drawn-out faces they're doing so much in modern stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually excited about Clone Wars Season 7. And I actually want to see what it's like. And I will. But I really want to make sure that it's done right, and I really am hoping they don't put any of their whole representation bullshit in SJW nonsense in it, because if they do, oh damn, there's going to be hell to pay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be really happy about that. So Script Doctor, what do you think about all this? Like, what do you think about first off, J.J. Abrams acknowledging the Phantom Menace? You there, buddy?
Script?
Hey,
Yeah.
I can barely hear you guys.
Yeah. Drew asked, what do you think of J.J. Abrams mentioning the Phantom Menace?
Oh, that's a bait and ploy just to get more butts in the seats.
Yeah, you know, he hit it. That I didn't think about that, SC. I didn't think about that.
I think it's say my name, bitch, I'm still not coming.
Yeah.
It's not even about that. It's just about the fact that it's like a false white flag. It's say something to get them in the building, so then you can lock them inside later. So he's banking on the Phantom Menace to do all the advertising for the film because Disney can't afford it anymore since they siphoned all that money into reshoots.
I love you, Script. I love you. And he can say my name all he wants. I'm just gonna go fawn over him.
He didn't mention us in a positive light either, though. Like I said, he did not mention us in a positive light. He mentioned us in a really misrepresented way.
Mm-hmm. Still say my name, bitch. You're obsessed with us. He can't get us out of his mind. But
But Jeremy makes a good point. Yes, they finally acknowledged we exist, but they seriously. But what he didn't say is we were not referred. They did not mention us in a very positive light. When it's actually us that are the ones that are really going to be their bread and butter, they start doing things that we trust.
Hey Rosetta, how long till you get home?
I have no idea why.
Oh, nothing. It's just your thing is picking up a huge amount of background noise.
Oh yeah.
Which is really weird because it usually doesn't.
Yeah, it's picking up like really, really, really bad background noise.
Almost sounds like there's a
I'm
radio.
sorry.
Oh no, it's just like it's fine. I don't mind you being in here. It's just your audio is terrible. It's hard to hear you.
Yeah. I seriously wish I could move back down here. God damn it.
Where is down here, Orange Hat?
North Syracuse.
Oh.
If I could actually move back in with my aunt, I would in a heartbeat because, well, one, better internet. Two, it's just, I miss it down here, but, yeah.
I'm gonna
forced me out.
I'm gonna swim across Lake Erie and go visit Script Doctor.
Wait, wasn't Lake Erie the one that caught fire because of all that shit that was in it a while ago?
Oh no! Look, all right. Everybody makes fun of Cleveland, right? Because there was a river in Cleveland, like because the Cuyahoga River caught fire. That was the story. It was like back in like the early '80s, and so national media would always make fun of us. It'd be like, "Oh, you're the place that caught fire." That's what it was. It wasn't Lake Erie. It was Cuyahoga River.
Okay. Because I
By
mean,
the way,
the only
those
reason I
waterways
bring
are
it up,
caught fire repeatedly, way back into the native times. It's actually in native folklore.
Wait, what happened?
Those rivers have caught fire long time back, even in native folklore talking about it, because it's certain types of elements that are eased into the river from underground.
oh shit.
Well,
Just
supposedly,
because it's not my state doesn't mean I don't know history behind it.
the Cuyahoga River caught fire just because of the fact that it was just like people were throwing trash in it, and it was the shit from the steel mills.
Yeah, they set that, but there's a history of it happening before those things existed.
Yeah, fair enough, man. I'm not gonna doubt you. I'm just saying, that's I mean, I live near there. That's what the history books say, anyway.
Yeah, and the history books call freaking medicine men shaman. Just saying.
Yeah. Hey, I say it's all good. I'm not gonna discount anything. But yeah, I'm really hoping, as far as the latest stuff with the Mandalorian, as we said before, Orange, I hope they don't give it to. I hope they don't let Rian Johnson near it.
They
Script
won't.
Doctor, what are you hearing about the Rian Johnson thing with Mandalorian?
I'm sorry, I couldn't get much of that last part.
What are you hearing about Rian Johnson doing an episode of Mandalorian?
The only thing I've ever heard is that he wants to do it, and no one else has offered him a job or any interest in coming back to Star Wars.
God, thank God.
They'll know for sure after, I guess, the second week of The Rise of Skywalker. If that does not do the numbers it wants, they will source it back to Rian's decisions from The Last Jedi.
Well, here's the thing. I hope when Gina Carano finally makes it into The Mandalorian's first season, whichever episode that may be, I truly hope that Anita Sarkeesian has a heart attack.
Oh, dude, okay. So, if you're not familiar with Anita Sarkeesian, Script Doctor, she was a big figure during the Gamergate thing, because wasn't she a game journalist, Orange Hat? And
yeah, she also got radically exposed too.
Yeah. But the Gamergate thing was a big thing that was supposedly, it was a big thing for feminists. It supposedly was to out toxic masculinity in gaming. And Anita Sarkeesian, she worked in the industry. I believe she was either a game journalist or a developer at the time, or both. But I know that she was a huge part of it, and she was, a lot of Gamergate was based off her talking about how men were terrible, and there was all this toxicity towards females, which, to be fair, there is a certain amount of toxicity in gaming towards females, but not nearly as to what it was played up to be. And the same thing with, Zoe Quinn jumped in on that bandwagon too. You know,
Okay, I'm only familiar with some sort of dossier that, or sorry, like an essay that some guy wrote about his girlfriend cheating on him with like journalists in order to get favorable reviews. That's all I know about Gamergate.
yeah, that was essentially that was part of it too. This was on the Anita Sarkeesian was a big figure in that. Anyways, she came out with a tweet and she was talking about the Mandalorian, and she was saying that again, they're the usual. There's no female representation, blah blah blah, what have you, and basically Twitter roasted the shit out of her for it, and hopefully, that's what Orange Hat was referencing. Hopefully, like she has a conniption when Gina Carano joins.
Wait, is she the one on Twitter that talked about like patriarchy but didn't even use it in its proper definition?
Yeah, she did, basically.
Yeah, I did tweet respond. I told her to seek mental help.
Nice. Awesome. But the thing
she's
is,
paranoid.
Yeah, she is.
I have to say something here. I'm sitting there screaming the stupid phone crash. You guys are talking about the toxic crap in games towards women and that stupid bimbo and her sexist bull crap. And I'm screaming ready to say something about that stupid woman and her. Oh, everybody's bullying me for my opinion. Correcting the fact that you lied is not bullying you.
Exactly.
First of all. Second of all, I said female gamer. Let's talk about the fact that a lot of the crap we take is from other female gamers.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's the worst, not from the men.
Well, the only reason a lot of times, like, look, the only reason that they're when you're playing with guys are competitive, all right. But if you can hang, we ain't gonna say shit to you except, damn, you're fucking good.
If you can hang and you're playing with the guys who's the only girl in the group, they're gonna be giving you more of the fucking loot and more stuff for the game than the rest of the team.
We're gonna give you fucking props and say you're a fucking good player. God damn.
Because the guys tend to kind of spoil the girls at game.
Actually, if you're good at a game, and like say we're playing Halo, and you're just going through like mowing people down, what's probably gonna be the worst step in the ground you want.
That is not how it is. Everything's about how it is. These feminists who can't stop ragging on men constantly are the toxic ones.
But Mark said Knives Out made $8.5 million on Wednesday. Ugh. I have no desire to see that movie. I mean, I like the premise of it, but I just have no desire to see it because
that man will never even spend the money from me.
Mecca made a positive review for it. I mean, she said it's a decent movie, even though Rian Johnson directed it. And it's like, yeah.
I know, I was talking to her about that just a little bit ago.
Yeah, I'm not giving him my money, though.
Nobody talks to me about the people I care about. Nobody. He ain't getting a cent of my money. He can go blow himself.
Exactly. I mean, that dude made his bed, and I'm not giving him a cent. Not to mention...
He made his bed. I'll stick the nails in it.
Not to mention, I'm not going to endorse any movie that Chris Evans does either.
Yeah, dude. What happened to him, man?
Honestly, Chris Evans, if Captain America actually saw Chris Evans, he'd smack the shit out of him.
He's Captain Commie now.
Exactly. I mean, that dude just seriously fucking lost his mind back in 2016. It's absolutely nuts. It's like, dude, he fucking reported me on Twitter.
What?
Yeah.
You're joking me, right?
No, I'm not. He fucking reported my ass on Twitter. during the whole Tom Brady thing where he said he couldn't be friends with Tom Brady because of the MAGA hat thing. And I'm like, dude, you're judging your fucking shit on a hat. You're fucking really retarded. And I get blocked, or I get a fucking suspension for 12 hours, or derogatory towards mental handicapped people. I'm like, well, I did not know that Chris Evans was handicapped.
Yeah, you hate those people with mental illnesses. That's why you hang out with me.
Well, the thing is, I used retard in the actual definitive sense, which is the whole.
Oh, I know. But my point also is you really hate those people with those kinds of disabilities because you hang out with me. And yeah, I have several from the seizure damage. So, yeah.
I mean, them to say that I'm a fucking bigot towards anybody with mental handicaps. Why am I a fucking advocate for them?
By the way, apparently, you know, there was an article that Don, one of the writers, put up about, you know, did you guys know? Apparently, like, there's tension between Tim Miller and Ryan Reynolds about Deadpool. Now, Tim Miller said that he didn't go back for the sequel because he said Ryan Reynolds wants to control the franchise.
Ooh, speaking of MILF.
So what exactly is the story on that? Is it Ryan Reynolds? Does Ryan Reynolds really want creative control in the whole 9 yards over Deadpool, or?
Well, he does seem to have
him potentially wanting it because he cares about the character. I could see him wanting it as they're pushing more of the political crap.
Yeah, but Ryan Reynolds himself greenlighted a lot of that political crap in the second, in the sequel.
Well, again, how much control did he actually have? How much is he saying, I don't like some of the stuff that was done there. I want more control for the next. That's the question.
He had like almost full control in the second one. Ryan Reynolds did because, you know, he pretty much was in charge. Wasn't he script doctor in Deadpool 2?
I'm sorry, I can barely hear you guys. Ryan Reynolds was kind of in charge of Deadpool 2. I mean, he had basically yes or no power, which means like they'd pitch him ideas and he'd agree with it or disagree with it. That's basically it. He wasn't really creatively in control. Like he wasn't creating new stuff for it. The only thing he was really doing creatively was the advertising for the film on his YouTube channel and Twitter.
Okay.
So it's iffy. We'll have to see how it comes out.
Well, did you guys say that Deadpool 2 was political?
Well, in the article, it sort of says that, you know, Tim Miller saying that Ryan Reynolds let some, you know, of the political narrative stuff in there.
I didn't even notice the political narrative in there.
Yeah.
See, this is the fun thing, you know, I'm sitting here laughing because you're talking about political, and I'm driving by the house of the freaking politician that's always being threatening to my husband online.
Huh. Coincidence.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well, that because once he started acting threatening to him, I found out where he lived just in case he pulled something. I could actually, you know, reveal it.
Nice.
Yeah, but you know what? You shouldn't stoop to their level. That's like the level of like.
No, I'm not talking about doxing at this point. I'm talking about making sure people know where the threat and the danger came from because he's actually been threatening to my husband.
I don't know.
You gotta defend your man. I'd say fucking out that jackass.
Island politicians are basically the Chicago thugs that were too inept to run a city. Just saying. It was pretty good. You guys are going 20 under the speed limit.
Yeah, most politicians actually don't do a good job running the city. So,
Oh, he's a state politician. But because my husband's actually, countered his political policy makes with documentation and fact on the engineering behind that and why it's false, he really comes at him all the time.
What's the next big thing that we got coming out for December movie wise besides Star Wars?
I have no
I don't
idea.
even know. What does that tell you? I have no desire to watch anything, so.
Now The Rock's going to be in this next one, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Kevin Hart's coming back.
Yep.
I didn't think the last Jumanji was bad, though. I mean, I liked it.
I only saw the first one.
With The Rock or the Robin? Are you talking about the original?
The original with Robin Williams.
Yeah. The original was awesome, but I mean, I didn't have a problem with the last one. Like I thought the remake with The Rock was pretty good. The first one.
Now, was it a remake or was it a sequel?
It was the sequel.
What was it? A sequel to Robin Williams?
Yeah, in the Jumanji one, the camp that the Jonas brother lives at was Alan Parsh's camp, which was Robin Williams' character from the first Jumanji.
Oh,
wow. Huh.
So they did tie it in. I thought that wasn't tied in, actually. Interesting.
Yeah. So now that Frozen 2 is out, can we finally confirm whether or not Elsa, or they made Elsa a lesbian or not?
I've never seen any of the Frozens.
According to everybody I've talked to, they did not. And a whole bunch of the liberal websites are throwing fits.
Awesome.
Well, wait, was that like some kind of big thing?
Yes, they were
Yeah,
trying
they
to have
said
Elsa turned into a lesbian.
Yeah, they said they wanted her to be the lesbian Disney princess.
But why though? I don't understand.
Because you could burn everything down from what it actually was. Forget about the fact that the Ice Queen is actually, mythology and history and part of the culture of the world. No. Just change who she was. It doesn't matter. That's their mentality.
Well, they also wanted to score, as everybody else calls it, woke points.
I have another term for them, but I won't use it on this channel.
I mean, I heard something about that Moose Rider kid singing a song that takes on toxic masculinity, but that was about it. Other than that, I heard the movie was not as SJW as everybody else wanted it to be.
I have no idea. I mean, Lethal liked it, and he doesn't exactly like things that they go SJW.
Yeah.
So, there's something to it there, right?
Has to be. I mean, they really should think about giving Anna some fire powers. Should be the perfect counterbalance to her sister then.
Yeah, but that would start doing the same thing as trying to turn one of them Les would. Start really screwing with the mythology behind it.
Yeah, but I never even knew there was a mythology behind it. Except for
It's
maybe.
It's based on the Ice Queen from Dutch mythology, and it was originally written by Walt back in the early days before he even produced Fantasia. He just never got to make it.
I mean, I know that there's the Japanese ice spirit called Yoko Ono.
No.
Or Yoko Ono, or something like that.
The Ice Queen is a long-standing mythology in Dutch, and even within Temptation did a song about her.
Huh.
Sorry, I'm very much a mythology nerd.
Yeah, nice. God damn it, now the fucking tryptophan decides to kick in.
Oh, what are you complaining about? This afternoon I actually broke down and took muscle relaxers. And yes, I waited for them to get out of my system before I drove.
Good.
Not idiot.
Goody gumdrops.
So I gotta say this, Orange Hat. When Top Gun Maverick comes out, you need to do a co-review with me about that movie.
Oh, definitely, man. I fully plan on seeing that movie.
You're gonna see Top Gun Maverick, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Script
Even if
Doctor,
I
I know
have to-
you're gonna see it.
Even if I have to allegedly putlocker it.
Nobody does that.
Allegedly.
No one does that.
Sailing them 7 cities again, I see.
Wait, what?
Nothing. Just being a smart mouth.
Do I have to come over there and slap you with a ruler?
Certainly is a good time.
I am suddenly reminded of the movie The Big Green, where where the woman's introducing the teacher, and she's like, "Class," and then she takes the yardstick and basically breaks it against the. I said, "Class." It's like, oh shit.
Nice.
I mean, those are days that I miss back, or what school needs nowadays. They need a teacher that's not afraid to frickin' throw down, you know?
Yeah, but academia has turned into indoctrination.
Well, again, it goes to the same thing. Never spank your children. It's like, do you think any other punishment works on me than my parents?
Shit, when my parents and my aunts were threatened by a kid that's saying, "You touch me, I'll call the cops," it's like, yeah, you might want to call the cops because by the time they get here, you're going to also need an ambulance.
I still remember my brother trying to be smart and yelling child abuse. His mom came towards him and she picked him up by the scruff of the shirt and said, "I'll show you child abuse if you don't shut up."
I mean, nowadays, kids need a radical kick in the ass nowadays. Allegedly used primarily.
Kids always need one every so often. Because kids are basically mini little Satan.
Yeah. Anyway, Drew, I don't think you had the pleasure of meeting my aunt yet, so give me 1 second.
Ooh.
Hopefully this doesn't have as much background noise over here.
No, it's not as bad.
I'm not in traffic and I'm not on the dirt roads anymore.
Drew,
Hello.
this is my aunt.
Hello.
She is a wonderful lady.
Who gave me permission to torture you?
Yes, Rosetta. My aunt gave you permission to torture me. And trust me, I will get you back someday.
Yes.
Are you threatening me or your aunt?
I will say your nephew is a nice young man.
All teasing him aside, he's been pretty good to me overall. I'm still going to torture him.
Yep, there you go. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Ghostbusters, there hasn't been much news lately about the film. It seems like until we get a trailer, we're not going to hear much.
Hold on 1 second. I didn't exactly hear you too well. Probably because of the background on Rosetta's.
Oh, blame me for everything.
You're damn right I blame you for everything.
Oh,
You know what I tell you to do to yourself, right?
sit and spin.
Oh, I love it when she talks dirty.
Boy, you must be happy and in love quite often.
Well, yeah. To be fair, Rosetta, man, your phone sucks for this.
My phone sucks, period. I told you, I don't buy phones unless they're cheap as hell.
Man, it's
I cut. After everything the last few days, both of my laptops quit having the mic work on them. My computer system decided to reinstall every freaking system it has, so it won't be able to use it. And my phone quit working with headphones and speaker jack.
yeah.
All within about a half hour.
Yeah, this is probably like the worst audio connection you've ever had.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sure it is.
It's like she took a page out of my book.
No, this is like even more janky than your normal connection.
I know. I'm surprised it hasn't kicked her off yet.
It did. Are you that dense you don't remember?
Yeah, she got kicked off once.
Oh, well, I thought that was because of something else. I thought she actually
No.
left on her own.
No.
Well, then, if that actually did happen, I have one question, Rosetta. How do you like it?
Make me where I bleed.
Oh God! No.
Sorry.
We
I kind of apologize for that.
we can't say that because of impressionable youth.
If impressionable youths are watching me, we're already hopelessly screwed. Oh, wait. I think we already are.
I do want to say though that you know I got to give some props out to like Mike from Bleeding Fool and Stephen Walton and
Working and Tom,
and
who've all been trying to help me, who's helping you.
They had me on Fourth Wave last night, man, and I'll tell you what, like I was really blown away because people are trying to get the word out there about the situation with
And who was it who told them about it and got them to do it?
I know, I gave you credit for that.
I know, I just like to give you my props.
You just like to pat yourself on the back, lady.
No, I like my husband to pat me somewhere.
But no, I'm just thankful for everybody trying to get the word out, and you know, and I gotta shout out Script Doctor too. I know he's a modest guy, but you know, I mean, even he messaged me the other day, and he's like, you know, hey, you know, just remember, I love you, buddy. If you need to talk, I'm here. And you know, that's awesome, man. I just wanted to reach through the freaking screen and hug Script Doctor.
But yeah, I want to do that with you right now so much. You, Tom, Drunk, and how much everybody's done that for me. And the thing is, after Drunk did that, I had all these guys from Europe and the UK stayed with me all night while I was stressed out to help me through it.
Yeah, man. You know, Dude. Orange hat.
But I absolutely have to give Drunk credit for how much he actually tried to help me last night.
No, that was awesome. That was great.
What did I do? Everybody's
No,
laughing at me.
I was just telling you, dude, like, because I can't get it out of my head. It's hilarious, like, hearing Rosetta talk through this thing. It sounds like she's talking through, like, one of those, like, orange road tones.
I know, right?
It's fucking great, man.
I'm glad you guys see you asses.
Rosetta's new name is Orange Cone Reviews.
No, it would have to be Orange Jiggles.
Orange Jiggles Reviews, gotcha.
You can give me all the crap you want. I don't know what I'm going to do right now. My whole systems are all crashing at the same time. How am I supposed to do this?
Oh my God! When you get home, you just reboot your shit.
I rebooted and refixed and retooled and reprogrammed everything on those stupid laptop mics like 10 times. Nothing's working.
Oh, no.
And I still have the computer, but that doesn't help me while I'm injured, you know?
You'll figure it out. Once you get home, you just run a restart, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Or smash it against a wall. That sounds good.
So that's everybody's over. Interesting.
Do you guys do all that Black Friday shit, by the way?
Oh, no.
There was a
I have been trampled before. Even the thought of putting myself in these psycho crowds is like post-traumatic times 1,000. It makes me want to punch people.
There's only been I think 3 times in my life I've been out for Black Friday, because there was one time I had to go because at the time I was dating this chick that she would swore by doing the Black Friday thing, so I went with her. And then there was another time that I was working retail and had to actually work Black Friday.
I've had to work it a couple times, and I don't ever want to do that again either.
No, I don't ever want. That's the worst experience ever. And then the other time was I actually went out by myself to do it because I wanted to get a game. I wanted that game so bad that I was willing to go out on Black Friday to get it.
We were working, and when I was working in the craft store years ago, we had to make a trip for my family for an event going on, and we had to leave on freaking Black Friday, but we also had to deal with Black Friday because I had to work. I had to be there at 4 a.m., work till noon, and then do the 900-mile drive with my husband as soon as I got off shift.
Yeah, Script Doctor, be thankful that you haven't worked retail, man. And,
not since college.
and be thankful you never worked a Black Friday.
No, we have Black Friday in Canada.
Did you? So you had to do one from the retail side?
When I was in college, yeah. When I worked for a Blockbuster Video for a year.
Oh man.
Hey, Blockbuster does not count as Black Friday. Second of all,
it does.
Yes, it does. And
not count either.
Rosetta, do you
Just the worst that day. But the night sales and the sales at those places aren't as bad as working the actual full sales in open shifts. Those are the worst.
Well, no, look, I did a Walmart Black Friday, so I got it worse than any of y'all. So
I don't know, the Walmarts here are actually barricaded so they can't get near the employees while they're shoving each other.
So, just
kill each other. As long as our employees don't get hurt, we don't care.
You guys want to know what I think about this Black Friday?
What's that?
I think during Black Friday, this Black Friday, Captain Marvel DVDs will be out for 1 cent. And that's the only way they'll actually sell.
Oh, I was like,
For Christ's sake!
I thought for a second you were like serious, like they were actually putting them
You
on
want-
sale for a penny.
You want a serious
Well,
opinion
they can't exactly give it away for free, but
on Black Friday is it is literally people willing to kill each other for blatant consumerism and materialism. And even as a capitalist, I think it's absolutely shameful.
Well, but to go with what Script Doctor was saying, though, Blockbuster used to routinely have huge movie sales on Black Friday, and that's why, like,
I know they did. I'm
biggest
saying
problem
it's
we
not
got
as
was-
bad.
The biggest problem we got was not so much the sales; it was people coming in expecting to be able to rent the movies that were opening for the Thanksgiving weekend.
are you fucking serious, bro?
Yep, absolutely.
They clearly always said they were in theaters first. I mean,
Well, most people would like forget about the commercial before the end. So what ended up happening, and this happened, I think, in around 2007, after I had left. Commercials would have, if there were letterbox commercials for trailers, they would have in the top and bottom part of the letterbox coming to theaters because people kept on complaining to rental stores that the movie that they saw on TV advertised was not available for rent.
wow.
Yep.
Man. Yeah, it's kind of nice that we can just like stream stuff now. I don't have to worry about that. But I kind of miss.
I gotta point out, Script Doctor, thank you for proving that, idiots are not an American thing.
No, they're everywhere.
Because I get so sick and tired of that stereotype. It's like they have these stereotypes for each country. And I know everybody says Canadians are nice, but, not the tourists we got in the Black Hills. You
We're not
are.
nice in Canada. We're polite. There's a big difference.
They weren't that either. The tourists you get in the Black Hills, the worst ones you get are Texan and Canadian. They're the ones who will do the stupidest stuff and then yell vulgar words at you when they don't get away with it. And I don't know why that is. It's the weirdest thing because I know everyone always says that the Canadian tourists are so polite, and I'm like, I've never seen that in my life. And I've got a lot of friends in Canada, and I've never seen it.
Right. That's I'm just glad, like I said, even if I had money to like do Christmas, man, I would not go out for anything for this.
That reminds me, Drew, send me some information on stuff your mom can actually use. I'll send you some jewelry you can give her.
I'm gonna actually, I would order my stuff online. I would just
will
my Amazon account.
I will send you some stuff though.
Yeah, I will definitely get in touch with you, Rosetta. But I'm just saying, theoretically, if I was able to do Christmas, that's what I would do. I would just order stuff online. I wouldn't not go out.
I wonder if they have Turbo Man out this year.
Have what?
The Turbo Man doll.
Oh, that's from that friggin' Jingle All the
Jingle
Way.
all the way.
I was hoping somebody would catch it.
I remember that. Yeah.
I've headed up to here with the Turbo Man.
I am almost home.
Good. You could put away the road cone.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, eat me.
Stop copying my freaking way of streaming at home.
We'll leave that for your husband.
Ooh, baby.
Rosetta copying my poor streaming signal. How dare she?
Because I can. Yeah, I talk shit. Just deal with it.
Man, I'm telling you guys, I thought had crossed my mind to like fucking kill off the rest of the wine that we had with dinner. I was seriously thinking about that. But
Ooh, my house.
Is it on fire?
No,
I was
it's nice to be home, even with the big bright red roof.
A roof that's on fire?
No, my roof is red.
The color of blood?
what? I'm not surprised.
Kind of.
Nice.
I'm not surprised.
Now I want to visit again.
My roof is red, then the side of my building is blue.
It's just weird. You're
It
weird,
looks
Rosetta.
really nice, actually.
Does it though?
Speaking of red and blue, whatever happened to like red versus blue? Because I used to watch that.
I think it's on Netflix.
Did it wind up on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, because that was a funny show. At least it was for the longest time. I believe it started kind of just going downhill. I also know there was a bunch of stupid stuff that went on at Rooster Teeth, wasn't there?
Well, all I know, or a couple things happened at Rooster Teeth. I don't know exactly how old Red and Blue or Red versus Blue is. So
That goes, I think, all the way back to God. This is like 2003.
12. Oh, even then, I guess. All I know is that I tried watching like a couple episodes, and each episode is like fucking 2 hours long or shit, and it's like, okay, I can only take so much of this dumb shit. I mean, I like stupid comedy, but stupid comedy can only go so far before I lose interest. And I mean, I liked a couple things in like Superbad, where where the cops are at the fucking bar and they hear on the radio, "There's so much blood," and they just click it off, and it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. And then they're going and shooting at a freaking stop sign, and the cops end up coming. This is the cops doing it, and then they're like, "The cops!" They're fucking. I'm like, oh my gosh, that fucking shit's hilarious. But then it's like I said, the funniest stupid funny movie I ever saw was Scary Movie, and yes, I know Rosetta doesn't like it, but you know what? That's the beautiful thing. She doesn't have to like it for me to, or she doesn't have to like it. I like it, and I thought it was pretty good. I mean, what kind of freaking dude whacks off with a freaking vacuum cleaner? I mean, seriously.
I don't know. They need another Beavis and Butthead movie.
Oh my god, they need to try doing that in freaking live action. I mean, that's the new thing nowadays, isn't it?
Oh man, I don't know how that would fly. I don't know. SD, could you handle a live action Beavis and Butthead?
No, because it's what makes Beavis and Butthead so good. Aside from the funny writing, is the animation.
True. I mean, I only saw one episode of the MTV show from Beavis and Butthead, and that's where freaking Beavis had a bloody nose, and they couldn't get it to stop. And they're like, just put a bag over his head and see if it stops, and it goes all red, and it just keeps going. And he's freaking dying. And so fucking Butthead hooks his nose up to a freaking string, and then closes the door, and the whole screen goes red, and it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. And he calls 911 instead of 911. And it's like, oh my God, man. It's just fucking nuts.
I can't hang out right now. I gotta try to get some stuff done with my husband.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, man. You have fun, Rosetta.
I can't do that right now. I'm too
Yes,
gimpy.
you do.
Okay.
Well, take care of yourself and get some things done around what you got to
Take it
do.
easy, kiddo. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm kind of glad though. Like at least she got home and the janky connection is gone.
Yep. I mean, wasn't the original Beavis and Butthead Do America movie wasn't that around the time that Demi Moore and Bruce Willis, wasn't that around the time that they actually got divorced?
No, it was a few years before that, I think.
Oh, because they were both in the movie. Demi Moore was the chick that had the unit, and frickin'
Bruce Willis wanted her dead.
Wanted him to kill her. And it's like, oh my god. And they also had the guy from frickin' 48 Hours. or was it Unsolved Mysteries?
Unsolved Mysteries, I think, yeah.
Yeah,
he was also in these Abrams Zucker films like Airplane 2, and
Wait, that was Robert Stack, wasn't it? The dude from Unsolved Mysteries?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that guy still alive? I thought he was dead.
I think he's still around.
He's probably still around, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, man. Frickin' that movie was so frickin' hilarious where he had just fucking Beavis is in the White House, dude. And he just walks into the frickin' press room like, I am the great Cornholio. I'm a gringo. I have no bingo. And they just frickin' go right back to the frickin' news. It's like, holy shit, man. Seriously? Then there's
you'd be surprised how real that kind of hits home for a lot of places in government offices.
Right?
Right?
There's always a crazy person that comes in to say something. And
Hey, Mark said Robert Stack is dead now.
oh
shit.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is, man.
That dude. When I would watch Unsolved Mysteries, man, that dude was like weirdly like captivating and creepy at the same time.
Right?
And I was like, what is this? Now the dude that scared the shit out of me was like when I was a kid, they had Ripley's Believe It or Not, and they had Jack Palance in it, the late Jack Palance, and man, that dude was scary as shit because like they had
Jack Palance.
Yeah, I mean he was just like scary, and like you would be watching it, man, and I'd be like, because I remember when I was a kid, I was like my dad would be watching that show. I'd be like, Dad, that man scares me. Tommy said I stay in wooded areas like Jason Voorhees. Tommy, are you stalking campers?
Senate is why I stay in wooded areas like Jason Voorhees. What am I missing in the damn chat? Jesus. Is the Senate in the chat?
The chat is godly, man. He's got DJ Odyssey that joined. We've got
oh shit, nice.
Oh, the Senate's here.
The Senate's hanging out. Yeah, man.
What's up, boys and girls?
Well, they're loving it because like it's like actually an unstructured broadcast tonight.
I know, right? It's just a kind of unwinding day.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one thing that that scene in frickin' Beavis and Butthead Do America where he interrupts the frickin' press thing, it actually reminds me of the original Ghostbusters where Rick Moranis' character is trying to get in from or escape from the gargoyle. And he's knocking on this posh restaurant. He's trying.
Oh, that's a great scene. That's a great.
And people are looking at him and shit. And then he finally gets possessed. And then they just go right back to fucking eating like nothing fucking happened. It's like,
yeah, that's supposed to be the cynicism of New York.
I know, right? And it's like then frickin' Vankman shows up. Like, what the hell's going on here? Some loser brought a cougar to a party and it went berserk. It's like, dude, that wasn't a fucking cougar. That was like, I don't think that was a fucking. How do you even confuse that for a cougar?
Well, I don't know, but there's like speculation among the Ghostbuster fan base that only Rick Moranis' character, Louis Tully, could see what that beast actually was. Like everybody else just saw like a weird type of dysmorphed thing that was like just randomly breaking stuff around. And they say that because in the scene where Rick Moranis is getting possessed, it's just himself leaning up against the glass window and then sliding down, and you don't see anything happen. So because the audience doesn't see anything, the rumor, or at least the speculation from a lot of the Ghostbuster fan base, is that like only Lewis could see the beast.
Yeah, basically that's what I thought it was too, because it was a possession, so to speak.
No, Orange Hat, you're getting dragged in the chat, my guy.
Oh, jeez, what did I say now? Look back at Orange Hat, bearded lady.
You got something you want to tell me, man? Are you doing a bearded lady gig?
Oh, that's when I said boys and girls. What one of us are you calling a girl? Bearded lady. Let's see here. Who would I choose to be a girl? Who would I choose to be a girl? Out of the Senate, DJ Odyssey, or Tommy, or Mark, or whoever the hell else? Well, Senate, you got the short straw.
I don't know, man. That's kind of scary because the Senate's a kid.
All right. Yeah. Okay. True. He's all right. He's off limits. DJ Odyssey, he wore a pink bunny costume, so yeah, he gets a short straw this time. I'm joking with you, ball.
Man. Speaking of Jason Voorhees, I was wondering, is there gonna be? I don't know, Script Doctor, if you know about this, if you really have some insight into horror stuff going on around the business, but is something going to happen with Friday the 13th that now that the court case is over, or no?
I have no idea. One of my good friends actually works for a horror production house. And he's completely lost in that as well. Like because the issue with the Friday the 13th thing is only regarding the state of New York, as far as I understand. It's like one state; it's not international.
What the fuck's wrong with New York?
So whatever happens there, it's kind of separate from the rest of the country from being able to make another Jason movie without any conflict of interest regarding the rights. So it's a pretty complex case, but I don't think it's going to really hamper any future productions of the series.
See, I thought the original case was just a thing between Cunningham and Victor Miller.
I know that's where it started, and I know that there was a ruling for.
They gave it to Miller.
Yeah, I know there's a ruling for Miller, but that's only pertaining to the state. Unless it's taken to the Supreme Court, it's not going to have any effect on the actual development of the film because it's local to that court circuit. So if they want to shoot another Friday the 13th movie in, like, say, California or British Columbia, they're not going to have many issues. They might have to do just a normal rights thing that they would do anyways. Which sometimes it's a little bit off the top of the net, which means that the guy gets nothing because every accountant working for a production company will just constantly find expenses to make that net smaller and smaller so they don't have to pay out anybody. You always want your money up front first, and you always want claim off the gross. So.
Well, Senna asks a question. What's our favorite horror games? And I'm going to go with one that you guys will not expect. Jaws Unleashed, because you're actually the fucker that's doing the killing.
All right, so I'm gonna actually go and consult my handy dandy list. See, you gotta remember, Senate, you're talking to a writer, so I got good stuff archived. So I'm gonna go ahead and consult my handy dandy list. I have it right here.
But then again, I also got creeped out from.
I wrote this story obviously back around Halloween, and I did my top 10 horror games. And you guys can, I don't know if you read it or not, but you guys can, feel free to disagree or agree with me. But the way that I broke it down, my my honorable mentions were that game. It's like a shooter, Fear, and Blair Witch. And then
Wait.
when I got into the actual list, number 10 was Friday the 13th, the game. Number 9 was Dead by Daylight. Number 8, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Number 7 was Layers of Fear. Number 6 was Outlast and Outlast 2. Number 5 was The Evil Within. Number 4 was Dead Space. Number 3 was Silent Hill 2. Number 2 was Resident Evil 2. And number 1 was Alien Isolation. I'm sorry, I firmly believe Alien Isolation is number 1. You can't beat Alien Isolation. That's the best horror game, period, right now. At any time.
I can see that. But has anybody ever played Jaws Unleashed? It's an Xbox and PS2 game.
No, I've maybe seen it around, but I've never played it.
Dude, why would you want to just like roll around playing a shark?
Dude, that shark, you could literally eat dogs. You could literally eat fat people. You could freaking do all sorts of shit. You can freaking eat goddamn crocodiles and shit. You fight a giant squid. You do all sorts of shit. This shark literally terrorizes a town and also destroys a freaking drill platform and all sorts of shit, man. Who wouldn't be afraid of a shark that is that smart, you know?
Yeah, but how did the game actually look? Was the graphics like booty?
The graphics nowadays, it doesn't measure up to shit nowadays. I mean, if they were to update the graphics a lot, the one thing I did like about it, I loved the gameplay, but another cool thing about it was it gave you insights on the movie or on the original Jaws movie and shit. And one of the things that always stuck with me was the original Jaws was the very first movie to ever make over $100 million in the box office. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Well, see, the thing is, so you're saying the game actually had stuff in it that added to the lore, which is
yeah, it was basically it was the continuation because
well, they had other
Chief Brody's son Michael is the one and it's also Mayor Vaughn's own son became mayor. This is like it's like the actual kind of like a game sequel to the movie, which was probably Jaws 3, or it would be the third kind of Jaws because it's like many years later. I mean, Jaws even fights you got to fight an orca in that movie or in that game too. You also got to bust out of a freaking theme park and all. It's awesome shit. It's a good turn your brain off kind of game.
There was a there was a thing like I said, the reason though that I picked Alien Isolation was because like I've actually seen that game like humble like the most macho friggin' dudes, and then this dude played it, started streaming, and he's playing through it, and man, that game humbled him into like a little crying pitch, like, and it's because the reason it's so good is it does the psychological aspect so well in the game. Like when you start playing and you get immersed in the game, like the psychological aspect takes over, and the game will literally make you paranoid because like especially if you're playing it with like surround sound headphones, stuff like that, and you try to play Alien Isolation, good luck, because you're gonna scare the absolute bejesus out of yourself.
Well, there was a
I
game
give
that I
up.
played, or one that I would say it
Give up what?
is kind of scary, but it's
Well,
also
basically, as soon as I tried to head down the hall, my freaking back gave out again.
Yeah.
shit. Sorry to hear. But yeah, another one. Or have you guys ever played the game Alien versus Predator, where you could literally play the storylines of humans, predators, and aliens?
Yeah, if you're talking about the old school one, I had that because I
Yeah,
had
it was.
I had an Atari Jaguar that had the old school one.
Well, this one was basically an X3 or Xbox 360 game.
This was like the one I'm talking about was like an FPS.
Yeah, it is a first-person shooter.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
had the original, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They also had or basically the Predator is tracking down a hybrid. The humans are doing whatever the fuck they're doing, being stupid. And the alien is number 6, and she actually becomes a queen at the end.
So
And one
he's
of
a human from that game?
huh?
Well, you said the humans were doing whatever they do, being stupid. So I said you were the human in that game, right?
Damn,
Damn it, woman, you just can't leave it alone. can you?
I just want to point out that I'm saying cruel, brutal things while resting my head on Baby Groot.
But, yeah, cute.
DJ Odyssey. Yeah, I prefer Silent Hill 2. In the Silent Hill series, I think Silent Hill 2 was the more like visceral game of the two, but they're very close. Like the original Silent Hill was just as good, had a good story and everything else. And yeah, you're exactly right. Some of those games, if you wear headphones, they will freak you the hell out.
Oh yeah. I mean, when you're playing the freaking Colonial Marine profile for the Alien versus Predator, or you turn around and you freaking, or there's suddenly a fucking alien right there getting ready to toss your ass. Then there's the scene where you got to fight the Predator, and it's like, oh shit, you're gonna get your ass kicked if you don't stop. Or, I mean, the Predator literally, you turn and he's right there, grabs you and just tosses you into a freaking arena. And it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, oh man.
That game was freaking boss. I don't care what anybody says.
The original, like I'm talking about back when the Atari Jaguar console was out. That original AVP, and I think the Xbox game was just like a modern port of it. But the original one, man, like Predators had no mercy. Like if they were behind you, you turned around, you were just dead. There was nothing you could do to them. Like you put a clip in them, they would shrug it off, and they just like it would hurt the Predator, but they kind of shrug it off, and you were just dead.
Yeah,
it was really hard, dude. Because if you ran into a Predator, they felt like a tough enemy, like a fucking Predator. Like you're just dead.
I mean, there's also the game Into the Wildlands where they have the Predator mission where you got to fight the Predator and shit. I heard that was nuts. I've always wanted to, I guess when I find it on sale or somebody ever like gifts Wildlands to me, and the DLC, I want to play that. I want to actually try that out because I heard that Predator mission is pretty wild. You even on easiest fucking difficulty, it is. You can have the best fucking sniper rifle, pistols, and all sorts of fucking weapons. You are trying to beat that motherfucker on solo is hard as fuck, man. But it is possible, but it is very hard to do.
See, I game on PC, so it'd be hard like to game together with you guys. And I'm trying to think like if we had the ability to play one game together, what game that would be. Because I know some of us like shooters, some of us like RPGs, some of us like different things. My choice would be, if I could, I would probably pull you guys into either Dead by Daylight or I would go like old school with Halo 3.
Just to point out, I'm being held down by cats.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
Cool.
No, the other one's on my feet.
Senate. I have KOTOR and KOTOR 2. My KOTOR isn't streamable because, obviously, having KOTOR on PC, it has graphical limitations, so you can't stream it, but you can stream KOTOR 2. That is streamable.
If I had to choose a game that I could play with everybody, I'd get all you motherfuckers on a N64 and I'd play GoldenEye 007 with you. I'm old
Oh, I
school
played
that
that
way.
last week.
That's old school, dude. That is
I'm old school. And you want to know the bossest thing about it? I earned all the goddamn cheats, including the invincibility one, which is damn near impossible to do, but I fucking did it.
Oh god, there's another good one too. Like
The facility in 2 minutes 15 seconds or 2 minutes, or it was like 2 minutes 35 seconds on very hard. You had to basically just run your fucking ass off
I'll tell
and
you.
try not to.
You think that's old school?
I'll tell you another game I had fun playing with people though. Like
One of this
game
cat
that-
doesn't want me to move.
a game that's fun to play with friends
Yep.
was like the original Division.
Yeah.
The original
laughing.
Division was fun. Division 2 is pretty good, but the original Division, there was something about it. It was just really fun to play. And that like survival mode that they had is dope as hell to play with buddies. Because you're just like walking through this blizzard and you got to look out for one another, but worry about yourself at the same time. And I mean, it's just like there's so much complex stuff in the survival mode, man. It's so much fun.
I mean, when it comes to some of the best games that I've played, it's original Xbox and the PS2, because I liked Hulk Ultimate Destruction and all these other games where
I forgot there was a Hulk game. Wow.
Yeah,
I
there
still
was
think you guys don't know what old school is. You're talking to a freaking pinball wizard.
nice.
Are
Oh,
you
yeah, that
talking,
was
if you're talking about quarter arcades, hello, lady. I did.
No, I'm talking all forms, including like the old Atari systems. I was addicted to.
Yeah, I had the old Atari
I
system.
played that too.
But see, what you know about quarter arcades, though? See, I'm old enough to know quarter arcades. I played in quarter arcades, man.
Same here.
Oh, I know them. I know how many freaking odd jobs I did around the neighborhood to even be able to play a few games.
Nobody can remember that original like Tron cabinet game. I was actually a beast.
I remember that.
I played that Saturday.
The original sit-in cabinet Star Wars game with like the
Nice.
3D polygon graphics. You had to do like the Death Star trench run.
Oh shit.
Which version? Because there was one that was released in the late 90s that was kind of like better than N64 graphics.
Yeah, this was the old school one SD that actually had just a little polygon graphics.
So it looked more like the
geometrical.
arcade game that was in The Last Starfighter, but not like there's a bunch of like white lines across it and a couple of colored
Geometrical shapes, that's it.
transparent geometrical shapes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that one. There's on Saturday, me and some friends drove into Toronto, and there's a bar that actually has these old school arcade games. They have the original Tron. They have a couple of machines that are modified where they have like about 200 or 300 different old standing arcade games. They have some old systems. And it's all like $5 cover, and then you play all of them for free, and then you just buy beer and food and stuff like that. It's pretty fun. So you can really get some retro atmosphere going. And they're always playing like a movie from like the late 70s or 80s on the big projector screen. And yeah, we had a blast. It was...
And, the Atari 2600 had one of the worst hard, just terrible games of all time. It was like so terribly difficult you couldn't like it would kill your good time. And that was like the E.T. the extraterrestrial game. It was so hard.
Actually, I had less trouble on that than I did the freaking Nintendo version of Aladdin. If you remember the freaking cave escape
yeah,
round.
but E.T. was one of the hardest games ever.
Yeah, but that one didn't give me as much trouble as the other one. That's all I'm saying.
There was a story about there actually being there was actually a landfill that mysteriously had a bunch of like ET games buried in it. The ET extraterrestrial Atari 2600 version. There's a bunch of copies of it were just buried in this landfill for like a decade or decades.
Holy shit.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, there were rumors about this. I think there was like a movie, like an indie movie made about it a few years back. I remember someone telling me.
But yeah, I remember that game. It was so frustrating. God.
I remember, you guys remember Game
Pitfall and
Genies?
Berserk. Pitfall and Berserk were my other ones I played on Atari. Wait,
Who remembers the Game Genie?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember a Game Genie for Nintendo and Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo.
God, I missed that.
Going through pinballs, does anyone remember the actual Sonic Spinball? Where you actually had to
Yeah.
climb the freaking machine and they had like 12 mini levels in every level for you to fight bosses and everything else while doing pinball?
There was what was the difference between the Game Genie and the Game Shark?
The Game Shark was for PlayStation.
Different systems.
Plus, the Game Shark was basically you hack, or it was kind of like a hacking thing where the Game Genie was something that you could just enter codes and whatnot, but it was also limited to only 3 code bars. So if you wanted a big code, you had, or with really good cheats, you had to do a 3-bar code or a 2-bar code, and it's like, oh shit. But yeah.
Yeah, Senate. Speaking of Mortal Kombat, original Mortal Kombat 2, like the original stand-up cabinet machine.
Oh my gosh.
I was a friggin' beast at that game.
I was.
Yeah, you give me Katana, I could literally keep. I knew that dirty combo, how to just like keep somebody in a corner and just like juggle them.
Yeah, I was gonna comment on what he was talking about with the freaking cheat systems because I remember my brother bought that, but we didn't have any money to buy the codes because he had to buy this magazine to get the free codes and all that.
Wait,
Yep.
what?
So there was with the old Game Genie, there was a magazine you bought with it where they would send you different codes and stuff, but because these were long, complex codes for every single thing you used it on. But we didn't have the money to do that. We would sit there and hack and write out SKUs and stuff and test them for hours.
Wait, I thought that they just like people just gave you codes.
Oh no.
Well, the Game Genie I got, they actually did come with codes for all of the fucking games.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That was later. When they first released it, you actually had to buy the codes in a separate magazine,
Oh shit.
which we weren't going to do, so we bought one on clearance and then sat there and hacked for several days.
Nice. But yeah, man, oh my gosh, I missed the original Nintendo and Super Nintendo games.
By the way, guys, I still got for those of you that play Star Wars: The Old Republic, I haven't played in a long time, but I still got my my thing that generates the
Your
code.
security key.
Bob. Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
got
Yeah.
it because I got the collector's edition
Nice.
when it came out. So I've got the Jedi lore book. The Journal of Master Nostral that chronicles all the shit that happened to the Jedi and the Mandalorian wars and all that.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, my sister and I just started playing that. She bought me a 3-month thing for Christmas because she's got some time off in the evenings, and I played it twice in the last like 3 weeks. That's how much free time I've had.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I actually love
Yeah.
freaking Old Republic.
If I can get my hands on enough to resub, I would like to run around that game with you guys.
Well, if I actually ever do get another freaking laptop or I'm able to afford another laptop, believe me, or even a freaking desktop, I would get it back in a heartbeat and I would sub because I miss that game.
They
And
added some good content, and I really want to try the.
It's like 3 big games in one now. I like the way I've seen it last.
I really want to try the Dantooine stuff because it has the old Jedi Enclave that was in the KOTOR games, and I want to go.
oh, nice.
I want to explore Dantooine. That's the only thing, But I'll be happy to get my fill with that. I'll be like over the moon if I can do that.
But yeah, I mean,
the only thing I do is like I just craft until I can get some good stuff because it's all so gear dependent around here.
I'm a story mode person. I've done PvP, but I suck at it, so I only do unranked. I can't stand Hutball anymore because I never found out how to throw that fucking thing. And I would always, and every time I would be in PvP, everybody just fucking gangs up on me, and it's like, God damn it, leave me alone.
Yeah, you just got a hotkey. People are gonna target you if you're a healer, dude. You're always.
Oh, I'm not I wasn't a healer. I was a tank or an attacker, man.
Dude, Senate on old MK when Cabal first came out, Cabal was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat 3.
I would say like still I was always partial like Scorpion and Katana were my two, and Cabal was all right, but like I would always come back to Scorpion and Katana.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 3 was, if you actually, I had a magazine that was like an ultimate guide. Depending on what character you play as, there are characters that fear certain characters and characters that do well against other characters. And it's like Stryker is afraid of Sub-Zero, Shiva, and another person, and Shiva is afraid of like Shao Kahn, fucking Liu Kang or Scorpion, and it's like, God damn, man. One of the games I miss completely, I miss a lot from the old Mortal Kombat games, was the very last one they made of the old Mortal Kombat universe, which was Annihilation, or Armageddon, rather. I mean, you could create your own goddamn characters. And I had all freaking awesome characters. I mean, I created people like freaking Bolo Yeung from Bloodsport. I created
Nice.
I created a fucking Captain America looking guy. I created Tien from freaking Dragon Ball Z. I created Goku, for Christ's sake. Superman. As close as I could to Daredevil. I even created a goddamn Ghost Rider. And a Jason Voorhees.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. You just do like a zombie face, put the frickin' Jason mask, and kind of droop the eye a little bit so it doesn't close. And there you go. And you got a fucking Jason Voorhees, because they also had machete weapon that you could hold. And it's like, there you go, man. You got the ultimate killer.
Oh, that there's a game my sister talked about for years where you could literally create any type of character you wanted. It was a superhero game based off of a book RPG called Champions.
Oh, nice.
And the character creation on that is like amazing. You can literally create almost anyone you've ever seen in pulp culture, plus your own original stuff. They have thousands of variations and designs. I remember like just hanging out for an afternoon at her place, and she's like, "Just go to town on this," and I was able to create like every comic book character I ever thought of, in ones that you never thought you could like pull off.
Oh, nice.
I even made like a Snake Plissken from Escape from New York. Like it's ridiculously
Oh,
detailed.
sweet.
So yeah, like character creation, that's one thing that I see a lot of people loving in the game. That you can spend like 2 or 3 hours just trying to craft your own unique character, and then you can just go play it right away. I always found that to be pretty cool too.
Yeah, every time I hear Snake Plissken, I immediately think Metal Gear Solid. No, wait, that was Iroquois Plissken.
He does say "Call me Snake" in that game, right? So.
Well, Snake is that is his character in.
Yeah. Or sorry, he
Metal
says
Gear
"Call me
Solid.
Pliskin" in one of the games. I think later on.
Yeah, it's Metal Gear Solid 2, where he acts as or he pretends to be a Navy SEAL. And he's like, "My name is Pliskin, Iroquois Pliskin, Lieutenant Junior Grade." And then he just drops a bunch of different freaking tag things like "Who Dares Wins" and "Semper Fi," and it's like, that man is no SEAL. The freaking bomb disposal expert's like, that man is no SEAL. He's like, what do you mean? "Who Dares Wins"? That's the British SAS. And "Semper Fi" is the Marines. And it's like, oh shit. Dude, or fucking Snake saying that shit. It's like, dude, you fucking should know better, you dumbass.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody's like, yeah, the Metal Gear Solid games were not that good. I'm like, fuck you, they might not have been good, like, with the graphics and shit, but goddamn, the story was one of the best fucking stories I had ever seen. I mean, 1 through 4, the originals, Metal Gear 1 and 2, then Metal Gear Solid 1 through 4 were awesome. 5, not so much. Because 5 just completely fucked with the entire story. Plus, it wasn't a Hideo Kojima work. It was completely different.
Oh man, I'm back. That's funny when you're playing online games. Like the thing about MMOs that's hilarious. Like there's always like those chicks that'll be like friendly to you, right? They'll be like they'll be like real cool and I'll want to play and hang out and whatnot, and then they'll like spring it on you and be like, "Can you buy me a cartel pack?"
What?
Tinkerballa. Did you ever watch The Guild?
Yeah, I know.
Tinkerballa.
Right, but this was like that, and so they'll pile up.
Well, they based her off that.
They'll pile up all these thirsty dudes that'll buy them gear or help them, or do shit for them, and just hand them gear, and credits and shit like that. And the thing that's funny is like, see, I flipped the script on that. I actually when I the last time I was playing Star Wars: The Old Republic. I had a freaking SWTOR sugar mama, man. She hooked me up with like gear, like cartel gear, like stuff out of packs. Like she'd buy it straight off the cartel market. She'd be like, "Here, I got you this." I'll be like, "Oh, cool." Yeah,
that is pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because look, I had something like at the time. It was like I think somebody put it on the auction house. It was like 25 mil. It was like an armor set I wanted. And she just like dropped 25 mil and she's like, here's that armor set you wanted. I'm like, what?
That is crazy.
Nice.
I've never been able to farm up to past 10 mil.
And she gave me, she bought me, I think, what was it? Like a 35 million credit there was everybody wanted that Kylo saber, right? You remember when they came out with the Kylo saber?
Oh
That had
yeah,
to have been after I stopped playing.
Yeah.
I haven't been playing like
yeah.
4 years.
They had two Kylo lightsabers, one with the unstable blade and one with the normal blade that had a cross guard.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually got the unstable blade for a night sister of mine, and I got the regular one with the cross guard for my Juggernaut.
Yeah, it was funny. I just got it like free, man, because she just like straight up, she's like, "Hey, I got you that lightsaber." I was like, "Oh, cool." I was like, "Damn,
Nice.
man." So I had it on my Juggernaut because like I didn't have to pay nothing for it. And like when you sub to that game, they give you free cartel coins, like every month.
Every month, yeah. They
So
give
like
you like 600.
So all I had to do was like unlock it in my collections, and I had it on every character. So I was like, all right. So yeah, that was sweet, dude. So yeah, I had like a SWTOR sugar mama, and usually it's the women that do that, and they have sugar daddies in them, so that'll give them gear and shit. I had a sugar mama.
Nice. But yeah, I miss Treek, man. She was so fucking awesome.
Dude, Treek was so OP when Treek first came out because she could do everything, and her heals were stupidly overpowered. So all you had to do was just have her as healer, and you would not die. I mean, it was just it was just crazy. Like you could just cut through. Mobs, bosses, didn't matter. You could die.
I mean, I love her introduction though, where she comes right out of the elevator yawning and she's just grumbling to herself, tossing a bunch of shit aside, and then punches a dude right in the nuts.
Yeah,
I mean that was
like walks right over the guy.
Yeah, she just fucking. You hear the guy going, "Oh!" and he drops to his knees, and it's like, "Oh shit! Did she just really fucking nut that dude?" And then you find out she's if you're playing an Empire character, you find out she's a fucking Mandalorian.
Yeah, I know.
That's the Ewok companion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a.
I haven't played that story yet.
Sorry about the spoiler, bro.
It's not a spoiler.
It's like, dude, she's fucking part of Clan Ordo.
Yeah, she.
I'm like, goddamn.
She got around the galaxy, man. My favorite companion I had, I think, out of all of them was like on the Inquisitor, I liked Ashara, and then and then like the other one that I liked was on the Jedi Knight, man. I was all like obsessed with Kiera Carson. That was like my bae. It was like,
she was ready and willing to freaking jump in the bed and like two freaking
she just wanted to go beat up shit, man. She wasn't like a Jedi.
Yeah. She wanted to kick the shit out of people, but she also wasn't afraid to freaking get nasty either, No,
she was all the time wanting to get it on, man. And then like
there.
And then like if you were playing Sith Warrior, like Jason was the same way. If you turned Jason dark side.
Yeah, she was a fucking slut, man.
she was like the dark side slut.
She was a bloodthirsty fucking slut, man, dude. She wanted to kill and she wanted to fuck. That was basically her whole fucking thing.
Yeah, that was pretty much it, man.
It's like,
I would say SWTOR really dropped the ball when you couldn't find companions from other classes like later on. Like that would have been awesome if you could just like wander in and like get your T7 droid as like an Inquisitor.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Hey,
oh my gosh, man!
Have a good night.
Yeah, take it easy, Odyssey.
Rosetta's like knocked out.
Yes, she is. I mean,
Well,
Jesus,
she's been through an ordeal.
Yeah, she has. Her
But
back's been locking up. Her freaking.
yeah, her lower.
She had that tear and all that shit. She needs some rest. Although she should have probably left the chat before she fell asleep.
She's not totally asleep yet, I don't think, but she's on the way.
Oh, I'm willing to bet she'll drop her phone in like 5 seconds.
But the thing is, like, some of the newer companions they've added since you last played Script Doctor, you'll probably like. It's just
Told you.
you know, you'll have to play through and see which ones that you think are cool, like some of the universal ones that you get in the later content.
I like
like
Lana Beniko.
My strongest character is a level 70 Jedi Consular. He's on Odessa right now. And he has Lana Benko as a companion.
Lana's a beast, man.
Yeah, she's okay. I haven't played much with them at that level because I don't have any. I have to get like 1,000, I guess, biochemical materials to complete this next arc. So I'm using my bounty hunter character that has all biochem stuff. I'm just farming him those materials to transfer over.
Yeah,
because I maxed out his. He's all 700s on my on his crafting for synth weaving.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
The so, like Lana's really good. Theron is handy for some stuff, but Lana's pretty good for just about any situation. And then like there's other ones that you get, like you can get like Jorgen for everybody later on.
Yep. Arc Jorgen is awesome. I mean, I had a Jedi female a female consular, and I romanced the shit out of freaking Lana Beniko with her. I mean, yeah, when they did the expansions to the Hawk Cartel and to the Revan Reborn thing, that was when they started to allow gay and lesbian relationships, and it's like, fuck it, I'll turn my fucking females all lesbian.
Yeah, see, diversity.
Hey, I have no problem with diversity at that point, because at that point it wasn't really. Yes, they asked for it, but you know what? The freaking gaming community, they didn't make a big deal out of it. They said, you know what? You're absolutely right. There shouldn't be a reason why they don't have that kind of shit, because the old EU did have gay characters. I mean, there was a fucking gay Mandalorian.
There's another thing, and I'll probably do a story about this, coming up this week, because I know that John had pitched this idea to me because he found this story. But speaking of lesbian stuff and whatnot, the funny thing is apparently, like, in the Cyberpunk game that's coming out, guys. So if any of you are getting Cyberpunk 2077, apparently it's going to have fully mocapped sex scenes. So
why?
I don't know. So people are just crazy for a train wreck, because I could handle it when I was playing Mass Effect, because they kind of did it in such a way where, it was like, okay, you didn't see the gory details. It was just like left to the imagination, and it worked. But oh my God, dude, the hilarity is going to ensue when you have like this mocap stuff. And
you're gonna have a bunch of SJWs heads exploding.
Well, no, they you know, they'll probably love it because they'll have like, you know, geez, man. You just imagine you're playing through with your character, you wind up like somehow caught up in a one-nighter with the futa.
Oh my god, that's just bad. But yeah, there you go. I mean, I'd like to see some freaking lesbian scissoring in that shit or in that game. That'd be nice.
Wait, there's a Senate. Is that in SWTOR? There is one. What? Or are you just
Oh
talking?
no. He's talking about EU Legends, that hot Jedi that turned to the dark side. Stupendous Wave covered him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a Jedi.
I don't think they put that in SWTOR. I know what you're talking about, though. The question is, how
My favorite
can he fight? Yeah.
My favorite hut from SWTOR was Ogre-Ub.
How does a hot Jedi, like, can you imagine lightning quick reflexes? He could parry the attack.
Don't underestimate freaking huts, man. I mean, that hut Jedi was literally a very powerful fucking Jedi. And when he turned to the dark side, he actually rivaled some Sith.
Maybe Force user, yeah, but like the lightsaber combat, that would be crazy. The guy
he was a skilled lightsaber duelist.
Yeah, like Senate said, they're slow as hell. Somebody can just walk behind his ass and kill him. Right.
Well, yeah, you might, or everybody says that about huts. I mean, when it comes to force sensitive huts, he was actually a very powerful freaking force user, but he was not to be taken lightly. He was a very powerful lightsaber duelist as well. He slaughtered enemies with his lightsaber.
I guess given the nature of the way the Force works in like the EU style, I guess, you know, he would be imbued with, like, you know, if he just used force speed, whatever. So yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. I mean, everybody else.
Yes, Rosetta.
I can't.
What's the matter?
I can't do this.
What's the matter?
I'm so dizzy.
Get some rest.
Get some rest.
Try and get.
Yeah, go to sleep.
I gotta go.
Night.
Good night.
Night.
Oh, she's having pains again.
Bye.
Bye.
Night.
We're here for you.
Right.
Yes.
Feel better, Rosetta.
Alright, guys.
But yeah, Senate, you're going strictly off of a non-force sensitive hut. The legend or the EU content that they had on this hut that was force sensitive that turned to the dark side after being a Jedi, he was not to be taken lightly. This dude was very powerful in the dark side. He was very powerful, or he could fuck up anybody, even with a lightsaber. I mean, he was definitely not one to be fucked with. I actually did a fan fiction myself where I had a Sith Lord. And the Sith Lord was basically, he was one of the most malicious Sith Lords out there. This dude, and it was before he basically became a much wiser and more powerful Sith Lord at first. This dude had an apprentice who was a female who had gotten captured and was tortured by a hut. And she had been very sexually abused by this hut and his slaves and all of his men and all that stuff. And so the way that she exacted revenge, she wanted revenge on that entire Hutt's full clan. And he or she freaking slowly decapitates a Hutt, like from the back of his head. She extends her lightsaber, just slowly cutting from the back of his neck to the front, in front of a damn Hutt or in front of another Hutt on a holo projector. But the Hutt that she's killing is that Hutt's kid. And it's like she was just completely merciless, man. I mean, it's like, yep, this is what you're going to witness. Lights her lightsaber and just slowly cuts through. And this Hutt is screaming out with each freaking second. And it's like, yep, you done fucked up. And it's like, holy shit. I mean, when I was writing that fan fiction, I came up with some pretty dark stuff. Believe me, it would scare the fuck out of you guys. Some of the stuff that I wrote in that shit would scare the fuck out of you guys.
Yes.
Well, that is a dark subject for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, the Hutt that she was killing was basically only like 300 years old. It was like a kid compared to because Hutts lived to be into their like 15 or 1800s, twice as long as Yoda, because Jabba the Hutt was 1,000 years old after he died. But
I'm gonna just pull. I'm just gonna go full on lazy. I'll go the new Star Wars saga route. Script doctor. I'll just pull a Starsha out of my head canon and make her a Mary Sue.
I mean, my Sith Lord's apprentice, the one that got very sexually brutalized and whatnot, she couldn't put any of her trauma away, and he ended up having to kill her because she couldn't slake her bloodlust because of it. And it's like, you're compromising certain things that we need to elevate our position and to actually rule. But she's like, I don't fucking care anymore. And it's like, well, then you're sadly not, or you're a liability and you're not going to live. And she tries killing him, but he ends up slicing her head off. Yes, my Sith Lord had a fetish for decapitation, so to speak.
I don't know. I just know, like, the biggest thing that I'm looking for is the fact that as soon as that Halo, the Master Chief Collection drops on PC, dude, I'm gonna just go ham on Halo 3. I can't wait
Nice.
for that. You know, I remember like that Snowbound map. Did you play Halo 3?
I've never played any of the Halo games.
Neither have I.
Oh my god, man! I remember like there was this map. It was snow, and there were like two like little tiny adjacent like Covenant bases. They had like a tunnel connecting under, like you could go like underground underneath them and fight. And man, I remember like just the epic fights that were down there with grenades and stuff. We just having grenade battles. I mean, it was fun.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. I like PvP games to an extent because, you know, I mean, I like getting my competitive rocks off.
Exactly.
That's why I play PvP in SWTOR. You know, I lose a lot. I play unranked, but man, it's so satisfying when I like fuck somebody up.
There was, oh my gosh, one of my most favorite first-person shooter games was another N64 game. It was Turok 2: Seeds of Evil. And it's like that, once you put in the ultimate cheat, which is Oblivion is at hand, it's like, yeah, you get everything that you could basically start the whole game out with every single fucking weapon.
Yeah,
And it's
but
like,
I'm just saying.
yes.
I'm just saying. Like, what do you guys think? Like, what was your best? Like, for those of you that are sitting here and we're talking games, what was your best like game that was actually like head to head where you went against other players? Where it was, what was the one?
God, years ago when X-Wing versus TIE Fighter had their online system,
Yes.
I owned people on that. I was like, give me a, they just added this one server, uploaded the E-Wing modification, which was later that I guess ported and used for X-Wing Alliance like a little bit later. But when that ship came in, I started playing that one instead of the A-Wing because I was a beast with the A-Wing. And yeah, we did some skirmishes and we just floored everybody on the opposite side. And then we ended up doing a mod mission where we went up against a Super Star Destroyer, and I think every single one of my team members, we died like maybe 4 or 5 times before we took that thing out.
Yeah. Now I know. Senate just mentioned Star Wars Battlefront 2 2005.
Oh,
and,
yes, the original 2005.
And for me, like playing solo, that was probably my best game. Like playing solo multiplayer against everybody else, because like I had it on original Xbox and I was consistently like ranked in the top 10 on the leaderboards for that. So like Star Wars Battlefront 2, the 2005 version, on original Xbox, yeah, I was good at that. But I think like competitive, like with another team, with a group of friends, I would go back to again original Xbox. The second Rainbow Six 3 game that came out, Rainbow Six 3 Black Arrow. I made a clan called Sickest of All on there, and we played. This was before the advent of esports, so like we actually like kind of had a hand in doing esports before esports was a thing. Like you actually literally had to like they had like ladder sites where you could challenge other clans for clan battles and stuff. And they had 2 sites. There was team compete and game battles, and you had to go on. You know, each clan leader would log on, send a message to the other one, like challenging them to a clan match. He would pick five maps, best of 5. Whoever won 3 maps first was the winner. And yeah, I mean, we were good. I know Game Battles on their site, they had a playoff system. So like you could play a season, they kept a 1-loss record, and then you would make the playoffs. We made playoffs 3 of the 5 years that we were on Game Battles, and we the best showing we had was we made it to semifinals. But we played some legendary clans. We had we went head to head against the PMS girls, which were a huge PC and console clan, and I mean they were all female. Some of them went on to be like esports pros later on, and yeah, we beat them. We beat the Black Watch from England, which was a big one, and a lot of people know them. We beat NBK, which is still around today. Natural Born Killers, they're still a clan on across different games. Oh God, we beat a ton of people of really legendary clans, some that are still around. So yeah, that was our claim to fame. But all of us were good players on there. I know me personally, I had like a 1.6 KD, but the best player in our clan was a girl that I actually made the co-leader of my clan. she carried legitimately in that game like a 2.78 kill death ratio. I mean, she would just go in and mow dudes down. For the longest time, she was above 3.0, which was crazy. She was carrying a 3.2 for the longest time. But she was ridiculous, dude. We'd load into a map. She'd chuck 2 grenades over a wall. She'd like already have 3 dudes dead and go in and murk the other 2. And it was 6-on-6. So she'd be like, "What's wrong with you guys, man? Pick up." She was seriously, she was a 1-person wrecking crew.
Yeah, there was only really one online PvP game that I played, and it was a Facebook game, believe it or not. It was called Marvel's Avengers Alliance, and it was a fun game. You had to create a defensive team for other players to play against. You also had to create your own offensive team, and oh my gosh, man, they had all sorts of fucking great skins for all the different characters. It ended sadly in 2016 2016 in September, and it's like, motherfuck, man, this was a great game. I dropped 65 grand on that fucking game over the 4 years that I played that game, and I absolutely loved it.
I wish that and now that I'm like, I do a lot of game journalism for Bounding, and you guys know that because primarily a lot of my articles are based on gaming, and it's like, because that's part of my beat, and it's just like, man, the industry is just so different now, man. Like if they would go back to putting out the quality of games that we had, like, I mean, we had such a good run during like the probably the mid 90s to the mid 2000s of just like good, finished games,
Yeah.
and it was before the advent of all this DLC. Hey, look, pay extra for these maps, everything. You had everything you could want in the release. You didn't have to worry about that stuff. And man, I wish the industry would get back to that. They're never going to completely go back to it because DLC is a thing, and we all know it. But I wish they'd go back to it. I'm definitely not a fan of like some of these systems that they're putting in games now where you have to buy a battle pass and things like that, because they have a period of time they'll call a season. You get the battle pass for that season, then you got to get the battle pass for the next season. I mean, it's just stupid. I don't think I'm not an advocate of gated content. I don't think you should have gated content.
Yeah. I mean, back when they had the games that you didn't have to continue to download different things, I absolutely love those games. I miss the old paradigm that we had, the older versions. I mean, I absolutely love the original Battlefront games, Battlefront 1 and 2. The first one, because it absolutely had no way of cheating. You couldn't cheat. The second one, they finally did incorporate cheats, but only if you knew where to look for them. And I absolutely loved that game too, because you could also finally kill the fucking hero too. I mean, I was laying mines in Battlefront 1, and Vader was just running head on into those mines, freaking blowing his ass up and all that shit, and then you would just get up and still kill you anyway. And it's like, god damn, dude, no matter what you do, you can't kill these motherfuckers.
I mean, I can understand it from the standpoint of an MMO because, like, expansions are expansions. And you should reasonably, you should pay a little bit extra for an expansion, especially if they're going to drop a ton of content into the expansion.
I mean, it's
Mhm.
basically another game. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's some MMOs that they're really diligent with their expansions, and you almost like Script Doctor said, you almost get a brand new game out of it.
Mhm.
But when it comes to just stuff like with shooters or things like that, I mean, that's a reason I don't play Fortnite. Number one, because I don't like the battle royale genre that much, and number two, because I mean they nickel and dime their player base to death. It's just you have to buy this season pass to get this stuff, to get these cosmetics, everything else, and then oh, by the way, guess what? You got to buy this season pass to get the next batch, and it's like the season passes are nothing, or the battle pass system is nothing but just a racket.
Well, let's just be honest, Drew. You don't want to play Fortnite because of Noob Master 69.
I have just never been a fan, dude. Like
I know.
like if I'm gonna play a battle royale, like I would always play something like PUBG before I play Fortnite, because at least PUBG, you've got some sort of realism. It's you against other players, against also the circle, and that's all you got to worry about. There's no stupid, oh, I'm going to build a tower and fucking snipe down on you from my tower. Oh, by the way, I have an Uber tower. It's like, the fuck, man. It ain't a fucking building kit. I just want straight up, one-on-one, who's the better skilled marksman type of battle. I don't want to have
No gear dependency. Yeah.
or if I'm
Yeah.
I don't want to have to worry about a building mechanic. I just want to, shoot somebody.
Exactly. I mean, my brother John likes to play PUBG, and one of the things that I noticed about that game, it has a closing in kind of environment because the battleground is constantly shrinking. So you got to make your way into the center of that damn map, otherwise you're going to get your ass killed, because they basically flood or if you're not passing through the barrier, or if you're caught behind the closing wall, you're going to get poisoned and you're going to die and shit. And it's like, damn, that's a pretty good game.
Well, yeah, I just don't like I said, Fortnite. I don't like the building aspect. I also don't like the super goofy cartoony graphics. PUBG I can deal with, but I just don't like battle royale in general. I'm a tactical shooter person. I can play if we're talking games right now, I could play Rainbow Six Siege, and I'm fine with that. Rainbow Six Siege is another one. That nickel and dimes their players, because every time that they release a pack of operators and everything, you got the whole season pass system and all that in that game, and I'm not a fan of that. But the actual game is good. Siege is good. It takes skill. It's a skill-based game. It's just skill on skill. Who has the better coordination, teamwork, tactics, and obviously you got to have some skill as a player.
Yeah. And one of there's a game that goddamn, I can't.
Man,
shit! I just drew a blank.
Script Doctor, they need to come out with another flying game, dude. That was like what you were talking about with X-Wing versus TIE Fighter.
Yes, they do.
They need to come out with another air-to-air combat game where
Yeah, I think the latest Battlefront has a version of it, but it's not the same.
No, dude, the latest. Trust me, I have the latest Battlefront, and I played that, and it's just it's not anywhere near that.
one of the coolest thing. You guys want to hear something funny about X-wing versus TIE Fighter? My brother
Sure.
Matt, or when we went down, my dad took us down to Disney World, to Epcot, and all the other theme parks back in 97, 98. And my brother Matt was at Epcot, and they had X-wing, or we were all at Epcot, and he found an X-wing versus TIE Fighter game at the place where you could play it for free and whatnot. He was teaching a bunch of fucking people how to play it because he was so good at that game. I mean, he was just schooling the competition, kicking ass and all that shit. My dad's like, all right, go up and get your brother. We got to go, because it was like getting close to closing time. And I'm like, Matt, we got to go. It's time to go. And he's like, shut the fuck up, Dan. I'm trying to play this game. I'm like, Dad says we got to go. And he's like, no, I'm not going to fucking leave. And it's like, God damn it. My brother Matt's like 15 at the time. And it's like, dude, seriously?
Yeah, I'd love an actual like air-to-air combat that required skill to play. Now I know some people said, oh, well, you should just play like World of Warships or something like that, or play War Thunder, and it's like, yeah, still like those games again, like that's one of those that doesn't have that aspect to it. I want the actual where there's like 4 or 5 people on a team per side. You go in and it's like mano-a-mano dogfights.
Yep.
Let's get it on.
The 2015 or the 2005 Battlefront 2 with the space combat game, or with the space combat, I absolutely loved it.
Dude, the thing I miss about 2005 Battlefront was like the boarding actions when you could go sabotage capitals and stuff like that. That was dope as hell.
I mean, I absolutely. Also, the 501st story missions were pretty cool too. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm a story-oriented person. When it comes to games, I like the story, and I want to see what the story is. That's why I like the Metal Gear Solid games, because the story was very solid. No pun intended. But when it came to the Battlefront 2, it was great all around.
Yeah, Brian. I tried War Thunder. I mean, from talking to me, I'm a bit of a history buff, so I enjoyed digging around with some of the old school aircraft and everything. But yeah, like War Thunder is just again, it's just sort of missing that element. I mean, I understand that it's PvP, but it's missing that sort of like special element, I like skill-based games where it's just, jump in and go, not worry about who's got the best upgrades and everything else. I just want to fight mano a mano.
I experienced that in the first version of Star Trek Online with the ground combat. It wasn't like you could get cool weapons, but like the damage, the DPS per level of phaser or batleth or whatever melee or range weapon you had was like negligible across all the tiers. So you had to be really good with it. And you had 2 versions. You had like a cooldown or with like automatic targeting, or you could just go manual targeting and like really mess up a guy when you're running around circles.
Yeah, dude. It's a shame with STO because they were supposed to fix PvP, but the dev that was going to do it like ended up leaving, so they just left it in like the state that it's in, and actual PvP is like pretty much like ghost town on that game. There's no real actual PvP.
Yeah,
it sucks. Pretty much the only PvP that's not dead, you have to go on SWTOR and just play SWTOR PvP, because STO you're not really going to find it much.
Yeah, but one thing I noticed between some of the other games, at least one of my friends, I think World of Warcraft has this, but I haven't played that in years, where you get PvP missions and they have a really good payout whether you win or lose. Like, so at least there's a monetary gain
Oh
in
yeah,
game.
they still have like
Some of them just have like decent gear that you have to sell, but like mostly like it's cash, like
yeah.
in-game currency.
Go on SWTOR, you still get your PvP dailies and PvP monthlies that you can do, and they'll give you or weeklies, and they'll give you a shit ton of stuff that's useful. But yeah, I mean, as far as like good PvP, I mean, pretty much your options are limited. Like if you're an MMO player, it's like WoW or SWTOR, pretty much stuff like that. So. Anyways, it's
I actually gotta get going, guys. 'Cause
yeah,
I
it's
actually
getting to
gotta
be
be up
after
at 6.
midnight. I just kind of threw this stream together at the last minute. Me and Script Doctor had talked before the food coma hit me about doing our actual structured Battlestar Galactica chat stream tonight, and I'm just like, I threw this one together at the last minute. I'm like, I'll just kind of like wait for the actual like official one next week when we have our research done, when we're all caught up on our Treadstone stuff and everything else, and we can talk about that. But yeah, this was fun, and it was a nice like after the holiday cool down, and we just got to sit and BS and enjoy each other's company, which I think that's a thing that's missing, and it's valuable, and I'm glad that we did it. So next week
Indeed, me too.
we'll get back on our normal thing though, and we will be caught up on Treadstone. We'll be at we'll be at what, Script Doctor? It'll be episode 8 will be next week too.
Yeah, episode 8 I think premieres Tuesday night, and
so
it's I will say one thing: the show is kind of getting a bit more complex, so I'm a little concerned, but I am still digging Su Young's story. So
yeah, same. I'm hoping that what they do with it, they're not gonna like try to make it so complex for the sake of being complex that they lose the good sort of magic that they got going on right now. I don't want them to do that, because there's a lot of times shows will do that, and they'll get to where they get to a different level of complexity where it was just they had everything working before, and they lose that because they try to get even more like depth, and it ends up backfiring.
Well, yeah, like the best trick with regards to like any story is very, very simple story, very, very complex characters. So you get the drama from your characters, and then as long as you're never losing your audience on what the objective is, like what their goal is, you can almost do whatever you want with them. And right now with Treadstone, they're kind of muddying up the goal, because we know it's about this Stiletto 6 thing, but there's some weird tangents going on for some of the other characters, and it's like, well, I'm not even sure if I really want to care about like the Kentucky family, or definitely the journalist. I'm not like, I liked her at the start, but now I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to lose that investment, so you have
the one in the past is starting to get really interesting, but it's also being a little like the actress who plays the young Petra. When she speaks English, she speaks with virtually no accent, but the elder actress playing her now still has that thick Russian accent on her English. I'm like, there's got to be some consistency level between those two. Like that's a misstep on production, not on the talent.
Yeah,
and yeah, so I'm just kind of curious as to what's going to happen next.
Yeah, so we'll be caught up with 7 and 8 next week when we come back with our actual episode of Battlestar Galactica chat, guys. So make sure that you check that out. And until then, everybody have a nice rest of the holiday. If you don't have to go out today for Black Friday, don't. Just chill, man. Chill at home. Do some gaming. Have some fun. Visit the various Fandom Menace streams and just chill with your boys.
Yep.
Yeah, take it easy this holiday weekend.
Yep, take it easy, everyone. Be safe. Don't be doing that stupid Black Friday crap at Walmart because it's not worth a 30% off toaster.
Yep, this is true. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. Mark, thank you for modding. Tommy, thank you for modding. Senate, thanks for hanging and chilling in the chat. Brian, you too. We'll see you.
Great seeing you all guys today.
Yep, always good.
All right. Peace, folks.
Dude.